blank spots. Take out the garbage.
All right, so first things first, let's go over some materials that you're going to need to do oil painting. First and foremost, you're going to have a big mess. Listen, oil painting is messy. You're going to kill a lot of trees because you're going to use a lot of paper towels. Some people like to use loose rags and reuse them. I don't like rags soaked with linseed oil and other things lying around where they could get my pets sick or possibly catch on fire. So let's not do that. Let's just get some paper towels. The second thing you're going to need is some nice painter's tape. And what you're going to need the painter's tape for is to tape down your drawing. And the other thing you're going to need is a nice clipboard or just some board like a foam board, anything flat that you can tape your painting down to, because I like to work in single sheets. Okay, so we got that. And the other thing I like to use, speaking of single sheets, is I like to use these double primed canvases from both Paramount and Fredericks. These are 9x12. These are very cheap, and these are very great to practice on because you're not going to be making masterpieces at first. You're going to do a lot of screw ups like me. You're going to paint a lot of bowls of fruit. You're going to paint squares and shapes and stuff, probably. You're learning. You're going to make a lot of bad paintings before you make a good painting. Trust me, I did the same. One of my favorite things to paint on is Arches oil color paper. Yeah, this is a paper specially formulated to paint specifically oils on. One thing to know about this paper is it's very thirsty. So if you're going to use it, make sure you have an undercoat down first. That will soak up a lot of the paint and the oil and give you a nice surface to start painting on. But also, this feels so great with the brush because you get that nice texture. So I like to use Arches oil color paper along with single canvas sheets. I can't talk today. Another thing you're going to need is a palette. You need a palette, right? So I have this glass palette that's toned. It's awesome. It's fun to have, but you don't need this. In fact, it's actually way easier to mix your paint on these disposable palette sheets. They're gray toned palette paper, 9x12. You get 40 sheets, and it just feels really nice. The other thing you're going to need is a nice palette knife. I recommend a nice little skinny one because you're going to have a lot of little puddles of paint on here. You're not going to have a lot of room. You're going to run out of real estate real fast on here. So use a little knife. It's going to make it easier to mix your paint. Next thing you're going to need is some linseed oil. Some of the earth-based colors are pretty solid straight out of the tube. So you're going to want to add a drop or two of linseed oil, not too much. And what I like to do with the linseed oil, so I don't spill it all over and make a big mess, is I put it in a little eyedropper deal like this. So you can just add 1, 2, 3, however many drops, usually 1 or 2 drops, to just loosen that paint up and make it ready to work with. The other thing you're going to need, and what I'm using right now for my painting medium, is the Cobra water mixable oil 091. This stuff has been great so far. I haven't had any problems. And you're going to need a little container. I just use the top of a soda pop lid to put in my medium, and I just add that a brush pull at a time to my paint as I need it. So I think that's about the rundown. Oh, what else? You can't paint without brushes. Yeah, here we go. Have a nice selection of brushes. They're fairly cheap. You don't need super expensive ones at first. I think these brushes maybe cost $7, $8. You're going to get 3, 4 paintings out of them. I like to use the filbert. It's got that nice edge on it. Look at that. Look at that nice, beautiful, springy. Look, I can't even hold it. It's so good. That's what you're going to want. That's what you should start out with. Get you like a selection of those with different tips. I have little ones, big ones. I got them all. So get yourself a big handful of brushes to paint with. Hey, let's do some oil paintings. I got some tips for you.
We've all read the story. The brave hero conquers the diabolical villain and rescues the damsel in distress. But this is real life, and in real life, stories don't always have happy endings. Wrong, G. The story of a man turned into a frog by a voodoo priestess sent on a mission to kill a god by death itself. Now our hero must roam the underworld to regain his humanity and win back the woman he loves.